and this is another addition to my Addisons web series that is on here on YouTube. So if you haven't watched the other videos, if you don't know what Addisons is, I suggest that you just go ahead and skip over this video, because it is for people who have Addison's disease, and to let them know and help them with things that come along with the condition, and just to basically inform them my experience with things and give them a heads up, tips, things like that. For this video, it will be surgery in Addisons. Now, before, when I did my original web series, I had not had any surgeries at all since I was a child, before I was diagnosed with Addison's disease, as well as I'd never been put under sedation at all since I had gotten my Addison's disease. So I did not put any videos up like this of like what to do for surgeries or sedation or anything like that, because I had never been through it, and I'm not going to talk about something that I don't understand and don't have the ability to explain to you guys what goes on, how it happens, and give you guys tips on things that I don't know about. So, with surgery in Addisons, I had two simple procedures done, which was a tubal and an endometrial ablation, which, if you want to know more about those, I am doing a very in-depth, honest, and completely open video discussing the NovaSure endometrial ablation procedure and what goes into it as well. So that will be in a different video that you guys can check out. This one is just talking specifically about surgeries and what it's like to go through them, how you heal, how you feel, and how to handle it when you do have Addison's disease. Now, anytime you are planning to get a surgery, the physician that you are going through should know that you do have Addison's disease, and they should have a basic understanding of what it is and what is wrong. Don't ever assume anybody, nurses, doctor, ER personnel, paramedics, or anybody knows what Addison's is. Definitely explain it to them if they don't know, or tell them that you are a bit uncomfortable and you would like them to read a little bit material before they do operate on you to better understand what it is, and always say that it's an adrenal insufficiency, and that will help them as well. If you have any other medical conditions that come along with the Addisons, because for me, my potassium runs low, so I have to let any hospital know when I have a surgery that my potassium is low, because they're supposed to do a specific IV bag that gives you the proper things that you need to not lower your potassium, and to also make sure that you are getting the proper nutrients that you need. So always let your doctor know that's doing the surgery that you have it, and any other specific conditions that you have as well. And also call your endocrinologist and let them know that you are having the surgery, where it's at, what doctor's doing it, and ask them if there's any special things that you would like them to, that they would like you to do. Now, my endocrinologist did not want to see me before my surgery, because a lot of doctors, I did have a gynecologist that understood what Addison's disease was and ran the proper labs before I got my surgeries done, to check my levels and check things to be sure that I am healthy enough for surgery. So I lucked out there, having a doctor knowing what it is and how to handle it. So my endocrinologist didn't care to see me beforehand. Now, your endocrinologist may want to see you in before you have your surgery to check over your levels, discuss things, and be sure that you may be Addison's healthy enough to have a surgery. Now, my endocrinologist for my tubal told me to go ahead and administer my shot kit solute Cortef injection before I left my house to go to the hospital for my surgery. So I did do that, and my endocrinologist basically told me afterwards to go ahead and stress dose because my surgery, a lot of tubals and stuff are always in the morning. So he told me to do the shot and then do the stress dose the night of as well. And basically he told me stress dose as much as you feel the need, but he basically said that the shot should really get me through the entire surgery procedure and should do me okay. So, but with my NovaSure, he really didn't tell me to do the shot at all, because he said that it was a very simple, quick procedure. I wasn't even under longer than 15 minutes, because it's a very simple, quick procedure. So basically I just did a stress dose the day of, the night of, and that was pretty much, I don't think I did it any more than that, because I was very surprised at how well I actually did. Because with having Addisons, your body does heal differently, so I was a little bit curious as how hard it would actually hit my body to have the surgery. There was no complications whatsoever on the operating table, but when it came to the procedures in of itself, there were a few hurdles that I basically had to get over. And like I said, always assume nobody knows what Addisons is. You pretty much have to repeat it to the nurses that come in, your anesthesiologist. Everybody pretty much has to get the same story about what Addisons is, and you might find that you are going to be in an argument with these people because you can't have any aspirin or NSAIDs whatsoever if you take fludrocortisone. Prednisone's not the same, but if you are Addison's patient that does take fludrocortisone, you cannot have any NSAIDs or aspirins whatsoever because it can cause a very, very lethal medication interaction, and you cannot have it whatsoever. With my tubal, the people at my hospital, because I had 2 surgeries, both were at different hospitals. The first one I had at my local hospital, and they didn't argue me on it. They just said, okay, no NSAIDs, no aspirin, alright, we'll give you something else. You know, for the pain, tubal didn't hurt as much, so pain management, I didn't really need any painkillers once I left the hospital. But with the second surgery, I went to a different hospital and they argued me on it. And it was this close to a really bad medication interaction because she was about to shoot me up with an NSAID that I can't take that could have been very lethal. And I had to, the morning of my surgery, laying in the hospital bed with an IV in me, you know, no food, you're scared as hell, and I had to argue it with them like, you can't give me that. And she flat out argued. She didn't give it to me, but she said, oh, I'm pretty sure you can take it. She went and asked a few questions and came back and said, oh no, you can't have it because it's an NSAID. And she acted like she didn't almost make a very lethal mistake. So my tip to you as well, if you're not a person who's good speaking up for yourself, or if you get in situations and you just don't think you're going to be able to say what you need to say, bring somebody else along with you, whether it be mother, father, boyfriend, brother, sister, cousins, friend, whoever it may be. Bring somebody else to be your support and to somebody that will step up and argue on your behalf to be sure that you are being treated correctly. Anesthesia, pretty much with Addison's disease, you basically have to worry if you're allergic to or sensitive to any anesthesias. Pretty much that's a clear go right there in of itself. For me, I don't vomit very easily, so I didn't have any vomiting after my surgery because sometimes the anesthesia can make you nauseous. My biggest thing is, with having the surgery, try your damnedest to not vomit. And by that I mean, let the hospital know if you're getting nauseous at all. 10 times out of 10, the hospital don't want you throwing up either. They don't want to deal with it. It makes it harder for you to recover. You know, they don't really want you doing it either. They understand they're not going to be mean to you, but 10 times out of 10, they'll be more glad to give you more anti-nausea medication, tell you to sip a little water to help, you know, soothe your stomach so you're not as nauseous. So I definitely suggest before you leave the hospital, let them know if you're nauseous at all, any bit of it, that to let them know so that way they can give you that great, I tell you, I have so much trouble with my stomach because of the steroids, and sometimes I wish I could have that medical grade anti-nausea stuff to give myself, because that stuff is nice. So definitely let them know before you leave if you're nauseous at all, or if you're in too much pain, because, you know, you want to feel the most at ease as you can possibly be after surgery before you leave the hospital. But definitely let them know if you're nauseous so that way you don't vomit. And going home off anesthesia, a lot of people go home and they tend to eat a lot, but I don't suggest that. Follow the paperwork. You're better safe than sorry with Addison's disease because you're already dehydrated coming out of surgery. And though they give you the IV bags, it sometimes isn't the same as you actually taking it, which can help more. So for me, go home, eat some chicken noodle soup. I mean, I would even say eat some chicken ramen, eat some toast or a bagel, dry cereal, you know, slowly crackers, saltines, 7-Up, Sprite, Sierra Mist, whichever one you prefer. I'd say stay away from Gatorade, sugary drinks like that. You don't want that. Those don't help hydrate you when you're truly dehydrated. So slowly introduce food back into yourself again, and you'll be okay. Because I did that both times. The second time with my Nova Sure, I almost did throw up at home because the hospital mishandled me completely, and I'll talk about that in a second. And I came home and I was very nauseous and I got very worried. But once I took a couple sips of water and just kind of like, okay, calm down, I didn't throw up at all. So I definitely say try your best just to really take care of yourself and prevent vomiting. Now, definitely stand up for yourself if you think you are still dehydrated at the hospital, because I came home and I urinated blood because I was so dehydrated. And I know it was from dehydration because by then I'd already had some soup, I wasn't nauseous, I was doing well, so I could drink water a little bit faster, I guess you would say. I could intake it faster. So definitely I knew, because as soon as I was like, well, I'm peeing blood, okay, am I just dehydrated? So I started steadily drinking some water, went pee a few more times after that, there was no blood. So definitely let them know. I feel, in my personal opinion, that you should have with Addisons, and I couldn't get this either time because I got pushed out of that damn hospital. Hospitals, doctors, don't do that. You can't push people with Addison's disease out of surgery. Put them in another room, but don't push them out of the damn hospital. It's harder on our bodies, and it's hard to press that in the hospitals. I'm trying not to cuss because you gotta like push that in the hospital's head, like, can't rush me out. My second surgery, I left in way too much pain, way too freaking nauseous, and they didn't want to do a damn thing for me. My IV bag was leaking, so you know what they did? They just took the damn IV out. No, I still needed that fluid. With Addison's disease, you dehydrate faster than other people, so I needed that fluid. And that's where I say I was too out of it to fight. My parents were there, but they just kind of didn't step up and say what they needed to. And, you know, it's when you have somebody there who just look at them and go, no, put that IV back in, get a different IV bag, my insurance is paying for it. You know, there was a leak, so there's a viable reason for getting another IV bag and wasting that one. You know, I came out of both surgeries dehydrated. I feel after surgery a full bag plus sipping some water should be before you leave the hospital with Addison's disease. Now, after one in care, I actually healed really, really well after both surgeries. I did awesome, but it's because I took care of myself. A lot of people do want to push themselves, do more than they should, be out of bed, go places, see people. No, sit your ass at home. Take time off work. You know, you can't get fired. Well, some places can, and if you don't fight it, you're screwed. But you can't get fired because you've had a medical surgery that you needed to do and you needed to rest. You know, rest, lay in bed, get somebody to come in and take care of you, do something like that. You know, if you think you're not going to be able to go home and rest like you need to, express that to the doctor that's doing your surgery, and you may be able to stay overnight at least, or talk to people in the family or friends if you got anybody, because I know I don't have no friends and family for crap. You know, talk to somebody and say, I need to really rest after my surgery, could you take me in at least overnight? Or maybe if the hospital can't keep you, if you're just like, I'm going to go home, I got 3 kids and I'm not going to rest, you know, be honest, because you really need to be able to sleep more than other people. I will say, I think even though the anesthesia does carry out longer and everybody's tired after surgery, I feel I was more tired than other people are after surgery. Like, I found myself getting wore out just getting my blankets moved around in bed at night before I went to sleep. I literally had to have my mother come in and help me get comfortable in bed at night because I was too out of it and tired from my surgery even about a week later. So definitely rest up, definitely drink your fluids, try to prevent vomiting by just slowly introducing food again, and surprisingly you can do successful and very, very well with surgery in Addisons. You just gotta make sure everybody's on the same page, everybody's got the same thought. It's scary as hell anytime you go through surgery, but basically your endocrinologist is going to let you know what you need to do on the medication front. If you need a steroid IV, if your surgery is more severe and you need a steroid IV, you know, just have all your doctors coordinate together, do what they need to do. Never assume people know, never assume people are going to do their jobs. Do their jobs for them, because in the end, it's your life that's on the line. It's like, do you want to just assume everybody knows what they're doing and die on the operating table or afterwards, or do you want to take charge and be sure that all the ducks are in a row and you're going to get the proper care and the proper rest and everything that you need to take care of yourself? There's only one you. You're gone, you're done. So my biggest thing I can stress to you with surgery in Addisons is just stand up for yourself, you know, take care of yourself, absolutely rest, and good luck to you with your surgery, because I did all these steps and my surgeries came out, though like I said, I had the issues with coming home in too much pain with the second surgery and being dehydrated both times. I did make it through, and I rested and I took care of myself each time. So basically, those are my tips to you with surgery in Addisons, and I do wish you guys luck if you do have surgery whatsoever, especially if yours is more serious than just a tubal or an endometrial ablation. You know, I do wish you definite luck, and definitely just stand up for yourself, be sure everybody's on the same page, and you probably should do very, very good with surgery. So anyways, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, I guess I always end my videos that way. I guess I should say I hope this is another installment to my Addisons videos, and I hope it helped you guys, especially if you're going to be having surgery, or if it's ever in the future. Some people somehow get through life not having to have surgery. I don't know how that happens. I don't know. I know so many people who've had them. I don't know. But pretty much that's all I can really say. Rest and take care of yourself with your surgeries, and stand up for yourself. So I hope this was helpful for you. I have other Addisons videos that talk about all kinds of various topics as well, that cover what it is, treatment, everything from like puberty and Addisons, dating, working, SSI, disability, all these things. So definitely check those out as well, because I can help you guys, you know, through my experience is the best way. I've had Addison's disease since I was 11 years old. I'm 23 now, so it's been a long time, and it's been 12 years. I don't know. I've basically known through experience to help you guys, and I don't know, I can't say I'll see you in the next video, because I don't know. I'll just say I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.